I have a big old productivity hack for you guys today. I hope this message finds you well. I hope you're having a great morning. It's a little rainy here in Indianapolis today, but it looks like it's going to stop, so that's going to be good. I'm heading to the coffee shop for some work, and I feel like I have really figured out over the last decade of being in business myself how to eliminate procrastination. There are some parts of my business that I simply do not enjoy doing. Here's a good example. Today, we've had a change of management over the last, it's been like half a dozen times. I've had a change in management for my leasing company. So who I lease my gym facility from, they seem to always be selling. And with that, every time they sell, they do a very poor job at sharing documents with one another. So that's always like they need the insurance, they need the HVAC, maintenance protocol. They just need all these things. They need all these things from me. And you would think by now I'd learn how to just keep that stuff stored away, but I don't. It just takes time. It takes time. I gotta go dig it up. I gotta make a call, send an email. It just takes you out of flow. Those who have businesses like, oh yeah, totally. There's just certain things I like doing with my business. There's certain sales systems I don't like creating, and there's certain processes that I don't like making. When I boil it all down, I'm a coach. I really like coaching. I like communicating. I like being on calls with my clients. I like messaging them. I like building programs. I like communicating. I like hosting retreats. I host a lot of in-person stuff here in Indianapolis as well. I like being in my pocket. But owning a small business says I got to be out of my pocket a lot if I want to keep the business going. And with that, procrastination sets in. I never procrastinate before I make a call. I just make the call. But I do want to procrastinate when it comes to doing all these little busy, itemized deliverables. I find myself wanting to not do them. So here's what I've come to learn. If I make myself a to-do list, and I'm typically making this to-do list the night before, the day before, when I was in the last part of my job at the last part of the day, I'm like, all right, let me go make tomorrow's do list, get myself all set up, ready to go. That's when I'm making the to-do list. Now see, when I do this and I make the to-do list the day prior, it does this for me. It takes away the thinking when I'm in the to-do list. Like, what else I gotta do? If things come to me the next day as I'm working through the to-do list, that's fine, I'll write them down. But I want to be mindless with my entry to the work that I have to do. Why? Well, because it's typically mindless work. These little tangible things that I have to do to keep the business running, as I just mentioned, are pretty mindless. Search this, email this. Like it's pretty mindless stuff. That's the busy work. So with that, I don't want to have my mind thinking or in a creative space when I'm making when I'm working through my to-do list. I just want to get it done. Now, what ends up happening is if I don't write it down on a piece of paper, if I just have it in my notes app, if it's digital, I don't get this positive feedback that I'm completing things. Whereas if I write it down on a to-do list and I actually cross it off as I'm going through it the next day, I feel my productivity level increasing. Like I get a dopamine hit from accomplishing each task. I don't know if that's just me, but I've always encouraged all my homies to write down pieces of paper. I got guys who run $1 million plus businesses who do the same thing, and they absolutely love it. It's a big encouragement to write it down on a piece of paper, then work through it. The next is don't enter for productivity and for staying creative and not procrastinating. Do not intertwine creative work with busy work. Let one be one and one be the other. If you are intertwining your creativity work and you're trying to like fit it in between, so you have 4 hours of busy work and you're trying to fit that creativity in at the beginning or even at the end, I would suggest beginning. I would do it first, your creative work, and then when you burn out, go into your busy work. That's probably the only way to go about it. You can't cram it in the middle and you can't cram it after. Now, typically my creativity work it's sprung on a day that I don't have busy work. So for instance, today's Monday. I got a lot of busy work today. I wrote my to-do list yesterday. It's all wrote down. It's ready to go. I'm going to crank on this busy work all morning. It's the coffee shop here just opened 6:30. So I'm going to start cranking on this guy now. And on the other side of it, when I'm done, I'm probably going to be done for the day. I might do just additional busy work stuff just to keep getting myself ahead. I highly doubt I'm going to jump into any creative work. Now, tomorrow's Tuesday. I got nothing if I do this correctly and I don't procrastinate, if I do what I tell you guys I'm about to do, I shouldn't have any busy work tomorrow. So I can get into creative work then the rest of the week. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of it. So the big productivity hack is have your to-do list ready and wrote so you don't have to put the thinking in while you're doing the busy work. Do your busy work at a time of the week that makes sense for you, but make sure you do it all. Like, get it done at least as much as you can. I do understand that business, it means that you'll have busy work sprung on you just at different times and you'll have to do it. But the other encouragement that I've realized increased my productivity levels, and it's also decreased all of my procrastination, is I do the busy work, I'm programmed for it that day, whatever it looks like, and then I have a full day open for creative work. And I can go much deeper into my creative work when I do it this way. That's the encouragement for you guys today. Be productive by being prepared. Know your days, know your flow, have it wrote down, try the notebook tip. Sending you guys love. Peace.